All right, everyone. Good evening and welcome to our Taneytown Athletic Association meeting for March 10th. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. It looks like we just have a few reps here from sports. So we're just going to start with reports. So I will go ahead and just call on each one of you, and then you can give us an update and we'll go from there. Let's go ahead and start with cheer first.
So our team is currently practicing. We're at practice now. We will have a virtual competition in 2 weeks, and then we will have hopefully a live competition in April for the Maryland Showcase if it doesn't get canceled. So after that, our season will come to an end, and we'll start looking for spaces for next year. The school told us earlier this to be able to meet more. So again, we're looking for space. And I think that's all that I have for cheer.
All right, thank you for that. All right, let's go ahead with field hockey.
Hello all. I turned my camera on, but it's not working. I'm not sure what's going on. Internet and the sticks, it's good stuff. We don't really have an update per se. We're hoping to do some informal clinics this spring, hoping to still use Bark Hill Field if available with rugby and however their season's going to go. And at Monday's West Carroll meeting, Matt Decker said there was availability also at the sports complex on 97. So we're possibly looking at that as well. There are no goals there, but we have options to get them there. So that's really all I have right now.
Good. Thank you for that. That sounds promising. All right, thank you. And then next, baseball.
Can you hear me? She said yes. We have 188 kids registered this spring with a total of 19 teams. We've recently merged with the West Carroll Baseball and are currently working on a MOU between ourselves and the West Carroll Rec Council. We decided not to join the Rec Council, but we're going to work with them, and we're going to be the only baseball source in the Rec Council. And we should have that signed within the next week or two. This opens our league up to a total of 7 fields between Taneytown and Union Bridge, with the hope of 3 additional fields, which come to a total of 10 if we get in New Windsor as well. Our field maintenance is scheduled for the week of the 27th and 28th. We have a lot of projects planned, so hopefully we can knock all them out, especially with the additional fields. And our opening day will be April 10th for the older kids, and T-ball will be sometime in May. We're trying to keep them separated in smaller groups because of the COVID. And we look forward to a great season. We'd like to thank the city for their support.
Thank you so much for that. All right. So we can go on, Lorena, for you for old business, approval of maintenance, funding, assistance requests.
Thank you, Kelly. Just a quick note. I know not everybody is here, and I'll send out an email later on as well. It'll be recorded in the minutes, but just a reminder that I need season schedules as soon as they're set. I know everybody's still working a lot of details out. Registrations maybe have just closed. So if you can get those to me as soon as you've hammered those out, that would be great. We also need certificates of insurance from you per the MOU with the city listed as additional insured. So that way we're covered for the year. Yeah, old business. Approvals of maintenance funding assistance requests for fiscal year 2022. As the Parks and Rec Advisory Board knows, the proposed draft budget that we submitted was quite large. It was cut quite a bit due to other funding priorities. The Memorial Park parking lot taking a majority of the available funding that we had. So next year will be a better year, hopefully. But approved football, the paint and painting supplies for the field house and press box, the HVAC unit replacements. I'm hoping that's going to be supplemented with grant funding. We should know the results of that very soon. Soccer, we've allotted will allot with a budget amendment, a portion towards Field 3 fencing, if that's approved through county self-help program. I thought I'd received news earlier today about that, but then additional news came in, so not quite sure where that stands this round, in the February round. But if it's not approved during this round, then soccer's going to try again in September, so hopefully that'll go through. Baseball field spray water line supplies and T-ball field backstop replacement. There are other previous and outstanding requests, which we had already gone over long before, and I'm going to try to take care of those in the remainder of this fiscal year. I do want to make a couple of notes here. Any changes to park infrastructure, whether it's fencing or backstops or anything like that, anything new, anything that changes the footprint or layout of the parks, anything being moved, all of that needs to be approved with the city. And that generally should consist of, a phone call and then a meeting to discuss and take a look at site plans, all of that good stuff. So anything that requires financial assistance, obviously that has to be discussed with the city prior to submission or purchase. Our budget is, as I just finished saying, is very, very tight. There's very little room for unexpected expenses. So anything that is going to change with maybe those organizations that got some funding approved for fiscal year 2022 budget. If anything changes, please let me know as soon as possible so that we can work things out there. The more information we have, the better we can assist all of you, all of the organizations. So, and just another quick note, speaking of park features and infrastructure and such, the warmer weather and the warmer months coming up, of course, means an increase in vandalism. So we've got the graffiti artists out there already active. So just let us know of any incidents. I've got to get we get the police involved, then we try to do what we can to rectify the situation. So the police are increasing their presence in our parks now because of all of this going on. And that's all I have on that. Any questions?
Hold on, I saw baseball raising their hand about vandalism. So do you need?
Yeah, I don't know if you've already seen it. We're about to paint Field 3 anyway. It's just a walrus. It was a pretty well painted walrus. But we're about to paint them sheds here in the upcoming weeks anyway. So, but there was some vandalism done to one to the dugouts there. So.
Well, at least it was the walrus. That's a little more creative than what's usually sprayed out there. So, okay.
All right. Did anybody have any more questions for Lorena? All right. So with all of that, then we're going to go on to new business and talk about events coming up.
Yeah, I just wanted to state that events are some are already scheduled, some are being scheduled, whether it's city events or special events that are coming in from outside organizations, mostly in Memorial and Roberts Mill Park. And those schedules have been sent to the association members using those parks to help with creating the schedules for you. And if there are any additions, then I will communicate that with the association reps so that we can work things out. And that's another reason why I need the schedules. So that way, if somebody from an outside organization calls me and says, hey, I'm going to hold this whatever festival in Memorial Park on such and such day, I can check the schedules that I have and say, no, I'm sorry, there's going to be a tournament that weekend or what have you. So that way, with all the communication, we can have a smooth planning. And also working on a Memorial Day parade, and I'm still working on the route and the time, but if anyone would like to participate, we'll try to keep, the kids and coaches and everybody spaced appropriately. But if you can let me know, that's going to help me calculate the time that's going to need to be taken along the parade route and work on the parade route, because we're going to submit permit application to State Highway Administration for it, of course. So, and we're also working with the American Legion on what they're going to do so that we can maybe tie in with them. But more details will be coming about that later. I'll send out an email, but if anybody is interested in getting their teams or organizations out there and visible representing, definitely let me know. We'll be happy to have you. Oh, and just a quick note on that, I'm going to go over this in the advisory board meeting as well. Westminster is not having their parade this year. I spoke with the American Legion in Westminster, and they are not planning on doing it. They informed me that the city of Westminster indicated that they would not approve the permit. If that changes, theirs is going to be at 11 a.m. So we'll work on ours to time that so it doesn't conflict. And that's all I have for that. Anybody have any questions on that?
All right. Doesn't look like there's any questions. And I sincerely apologize to our association. We have a new member on our advisory board. Jerry Hobbs has so graciously given his time to be on our board. So of course, I know baseball knows him, but you'll definitely be seeing him. You'll definitely be seeing a lot of him. So just wanted to share that with you. Does anybody have any questions at all before we leave? All right, I'm going to take that as a no. All right, so it looks like the next meeting is going to be on May 12th at 6:30. So if you could possibly have somebody be present for that so we can discuss, all the sports, that would be great. All right. If not, then we're just going to adjourn. Thank you guys for attending. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you again for volunteering. And we will see you in a couple months. Thank you. All right. So are we ready to go? All right. Welcome to the Parks and Rec Advisory Board meeting for March 10th. I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting to order. Also, something that we're doing this evening, there is going to be time for public comment. That will be later down in our agenda, but let me go ahead and give you the information now. If anybody would like to make a public comment, you'll need to call 1-800-309-2350, enter conference number 237-7193, and then enter *5. So I will remind you again as we get further down in the meeting. And then, of course, for everybody, we have a new member aboard, and that is Jerry Hobbs. So thank you so much for joining us and volunteering your time. We do appreciate it. Jerry, do you want to take a couple seconds just to introduce yourself? You don't have to, no pressure.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jerry Hobbs. I've been part of the baseball program for a while and have a couple kids that's been in that, and a lot of other stuff that has to do around the town, parks and recs. They enjoy, using the other parks and the fishing and everything. So I'm excited to help, get involved and be able to help, make some of that stuff better and keep getting more and more things to do around the town. That's fun.
Well, thank you so much again for introducing yourself, and we're glad to have you. So let's go ahead and roll the meeting. So let's go on to approval of minutes from February's meeting. Did everybody get the meeting minutes? Did they get a chance to look them over? All right, with all of that, can I get a motion to approve minutes? Bill wants to.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Okay, I will give Beth the motion to approve the minutes, and Bill, I'll go ahead with that thumbs up and give you the second on it. Do we have any comments, questions, additions, changes to those minutes? Be nice, because Lorena wrote them. All right.
And she did a fantastic job. You could totally do this, Lorena.
Thank you.
All right, so with no changes then, so all in favor of approving the minutes as written, signify with your thumbs up. I need you, Emmanuel. Thumbs up.
Yeah, thumbs up. Sorry.
That's okay. Thank you. All right, so thank you for that. So no reception of delegation. There's nobody. All right, unfinished business. So it's a lot of information. So I'll throw it to Lorena to give us all the updates.
Okie dokie, thank you. So the first one is update on the Roberts Mill Park resurfacing, repairing the walking trail and the basketball court. The RFP was finalized and released last Friday as Roberts Mill Park improvements. Copies are available to pick up at the City Hall, and the bid due date is April 9th, Friday, April 9th at 11 a.m. The council workshop is Wednesday, April 7th. The council meeting is Monday, April 12th. With the bid due date falling right in the middle, we've got to check to see if we can go ahead or if council can go ahead and make that award without having the opportunity Wednesday evening at the workshop to review and discuss. But if they are able to award that Monday night, we're going to have another quick turnaround on the recommendation. So I am going to email all of you the bid results and any pertinent details, and then I'll need to get your input over the weekend so that I can put that recommendation together Monday morning and get that to the mayor and council, to Jim, Clara, the clerk, everyone, so that that can be recorded. That would be my preference, because the sooner we make the award, the sooner we get on the selected contractor schedule and get that work started right after the May 15th fishing derby. I'd like to have everything completed, invoiced, and paid for before June 30th. That's the end of our fiscal year. That's where these funds are allotted. So that's the goal, and we'll find out. I think Jim is going to check with the mayor, and he'll get back to me. So I'll let you all know what the result of that is, if we can get that awarded at the April 12th meeting. Any questions on that one? Okay, and just to reiterate for anyone watching, that RFP did include our preference of putting in riprap over on the northern side of the pond by the pine trees there, where we really can't move the path to control pond erosion, rather than the more expensive retaining wall option. So, and then the basketball court is going to be repaired, fabric overlay, and then a nice coating of fresh asphalt and markings, lines painted on there. So that'll look really nice. Should I just continue on? Okay.
Go ahead.
Alrighty. Next on the agenda is update on Bollinger Park, the engineering. Brian Lubinell with CDM Smith and Jim and I had a virtual pre-submittal meeting with the county to review the plans. Some of the lower portions of the trail, the Vista Overlook 2 that curved down by the creek, that's in a floodplain and would require a study through FEMA. Should we wish to proceed with that location as planned, graded for ADA and rubberized and all of that. So we will most likely be changing the overlook portion and a couple of other little portions to the overlook portion will be changed to a rougher version, which would not require the proposed grading. And therefore, we wouldn't need to have the FEMA study done, which is quite expensive. And other portions of the main trail are going to be pulled in a little bit as well. So once we receive the revised plan from CDM Smith, I'm going to forward that on to you all for review, so you can see what changes were made on that. Any questions on that one? Okie dokie. Moving on then, update on Taneytown High School Park Playground Project. We are nearing completion, close to the finish line. The asphalt was actually poured today. Been working with Hobbs excavating on that, and they did a great job grading that out, pouring the asphalt. So just have a couple of finishing touches on that, and the rubberized surface is going to be poured within the next couple of weeks. So that'll be finished up, and the sign has arrived, and that's going to be installed next week. So once that sign is installed, then we can receive the full reimbursement from the state for the program open space funds to help pay for that project. And once it's all seated and situated and looks really good, then we'll have a dedication ceremony, and the details will be coming out about that too. So want to have some high school alumni there and really do it up right. Any questions on that one?
No, I just wanted to add that it's definitely getting its use though. Like it's awesome. Lots of kids playing on it, so it's exciting.
Yeah, I've seen the kids out there playing on it. Believe it or not, the arch swing underneath that, there's already an indentation in the mulch from all the use. So that's going to be going away, the mulch. That's where the rubberized surface is going to be going there. So that'll be nice. So you can definitely tell that it's being used. Yeah. All right. Moving on, update on 2021 events. I'm just going to go over the main ones that are coming up. The fishing derby on May 15th. We have all of the prizes already, the spinners and the bobbers, and then the rods and reels. The Lions Club is checking to see if they can be on site again to provide a free hot dog and drink to the contestants. I know that with COVID, it's put a crunch on a lot of things, a lot of activities, so they're going to see what they can do. I'm hoping that happens again, and we thank them for their service to the community and helping out with our events as well. Working with the Legion on the Memorial Day celebration and how their possible activities or ceremony will work in with our parade. They are having a meeting on March 18th, and they're basically going to be discussing that and deciding what they're going to do. Once I have their details, then the chief and I will be working on the parade route, time, and all of that, and get the participants lined up and submit the permit application to State Highway. I think, well, you all heard, as I said before in the TAA meeting, that the Westminster Legion is not holding their parade in Westminster this year. If that changes, the Legion will contact me and we'll make sure that our parade does not conflict with theirs. We definitely want to hold a ceremony at our war memorial down at Memorial Park. We're working hard on sprucing that up. The pink dogwood trees are going to be planted back there shortly, and we're going to get the memorial itself fixed up from the root damage from the previous trees and all of that, and clean up the plaques and all of that. So we can have a really nice ceremony down there. So I'm going to coordinate that with the mayor and the Legion, and I'll get the details out to you as they're finalized. And I am still working on WineFest, of course, spreading the word to various vendors. I'm going to be calling the beverage vendors that I have not heard back from, that haven't committed yet, to speak with them personally. I do have food trucks lined up. We have 8 food vendors, so that's good. Pony rides and petting zoo and the bands are all booked. I think you all know that from last month's meeting. And I need to make a list of items that we are going to need to rent from fun events, and I still have it on my list to get together with them to book all of that. Any questions on any of that?
Can you tell me the date of that event again?
The WineFest is June 19th, and that's 11 to 4.
I just had a couple questions. Lorraine, did you need to put in any kind of anything to get the pond stocked for the fishing derby?
I'm already in communication with our contact at Maryland Department of Natural Resources, and yes, we're working on that.
Okay.
As you know, there are a lot of local anglers, I should say, and some of them watch for that DNR truck to come in, and then they hit it up.
Not until after the fishing derby, though.
Right, exactly. So, maybe if DNR can roll in with their truck in the middle of the night and, get the fish in there, we can post signs, please, no fishing until, May 16th.
Right.
But some people respect that and some don't. So we'll see.
Exactly.
But yeah, we're going to be fully stocked for that.
And then I have another question about the Memorial Day parade and putting in your application with State Highway. I mean, isn't that too late to put in the application? Because I feel like that's always everything I've heard.
Right. We're already
months.
communicating with them. We submitted a proposed route, the route we'd like to have, which would be from New Windsor State Bank parking lot out onto Trevanion and then out onto Main Street, straight through the square down to Memorial Park and there at the War Memorial. We could do that if we could do it in 15 minutes. That's basically what State Highway said. So that's probably not going to happen, you know, with children walking or, you know, other participants. Unless everybody is on a motorized vehicle, I don't think we can make that happen. So we'll come up with an alternate route. The chief's already got a good one in mind, one that was proposed for last year's Memorial Day Parade, which ended up being canceled due to COVID. So we can go with that route again. And yeah, we're on their radar.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I was starting to sweat a little bit because I was like, oh, you're going to do it now.
Great.
Okay, we're good then. Thank you.
Sure.
All right, and then I guess you can just roll into you know, the budget for fiscal year 2022.
Right. Everybody saw the revised budget with the explanation of the cuts. The budget workshop was held on February 24th. The ordinance was introduced at this past Monday night's council meeting and will be up for adoption on April 12th at that meeting. So once it has been adopted, there are going to be some contractors that are going to be reaching out for the jobs that don't require bids or RFP the process to get on their schedules to get some of those maintenance jobs lined up. The pavilion roofs that we can do, I believe we got pavilions 1 and 5 approved because they were the worst. So we're going to replace those shingle roofs. Well, we'll put metal roofing on. I believe it goes on right over the shingles. And get some other things lined up as well. I know Mike Rodkey is going to be doing some rewiring in Memorial Park. There's a lot there that was just jumbled together and all kinds of wiring issues there. So we're going to get that straightened out. And then, of course, the Memorial Park parking lot. And we can talk about that later. That's later on the agenda. Did anybody have any questions on the budget?
All right. Nobody. Okay. All right. So we'll just then roll into the new business with Easter egg hunt. So throwing it back to Lorena again.
All right, this is going to be a really fun one. I always love it when we have events for the kids and adults too. It's fun for everybody. It is for, as everybody knows, Saturday, March 27th. The event was posted on Facebook. The flyers went out. The word is getting out. I think the last time I checked, we had like 47 shares of our post. So it's out there. It's great. I do need volunteers to help set up. Hide the eggs, mark out the different age group hunt spaces. I need help at the table. We are going to have juice packs and cookies individually wrapped, and I need help, distributing those. We'll have a microphone and a PA system to make announcements. So while I'm doing that, I am going to need somebody, at the table. Cedar Hedge Farm is, donating the potted flowers for the occasion, which is very generous. We appreciate that. And those are going to be set up on and around the straw bales at the gazebo that are going to separate the children or whomever wants to pose for pictures, and the Easter Bunny. Easter Bunny's going to be behind the straw bales to give a little distancing there and comply with those COVID mandates. Juice and cookies, they were offered by Kenny's, our local Kenny's, at a great discount. And they are also contributing a $25 gift card that we can raffle. And also some local businesses have contributed some gift cards, some coupons. Thunderhead, Stonehouse, no anchovies. I'm also working on maybe Dunkin' Donuts and McDonald's. I'm waiting for callbacks from them. And those are going to be placed in the 3 Easter baskets that we have that we'll be raffling off. Also to let you know, we'll also be raffling off those potted flowers at the end as well. We are going to be working with the American Legion. They're not holding their egg hunt this year, but they are still trying to raise funds. And one of the ways they're trying to raise funds is by holding an Easter basket raffle. And I said that they could come share our table, sell their raffle tickets for their Easter baskets with us. I mean, we're going to have the crowd, the Easter crowd, if you will, and it just helps a great community organization in town out. So our baskets, our raffles for that are going to be free and right there, right then and there. Special guest Easter Bunny. Thank you, Beth, for getting that volunteer to fill in for the Easter Bunny. Appreciate that. I've got the costume, got all the supplies. Bill can see out there that I've got Easter eggs everywhere and Easter Bunny costume and all kinds of good stuff. So we're all set on that. I just need some setup volunteers for the day. And this starts at 1. So I'm going to be there probably at about 9:30 at the latest to get those eggs hidden and mark off the places, set up the table and the tent canopy and all that. So I'll be soliciting however many volunteers I can get to help hide those eggs, especially. So if you're interested, let me know. And I did have someone out on Facebook ask if we needed volunteers, and I said, oh yes, volunteers are always welcome. Email me so we can set something up.
Yeah,
Be a great service hour project.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll reach out and email and kind of coordinate a little bit, but I'll try to make myself available that day and maybe kind of throw it out there to some of the teens I work with at the Boys and Girls Club as well. See if anybody's interested in potentially coming up and getting some service hours for a fun event.
That'd be perfect. Thank you. And I know Kelly is helping me on that Friday, the 26th. We're going to go get balloons and all kinds of good stuff. So that'll be nice.
Fun for everybody.
Yeah.
So yes, if you can make yourself available to help Lorena, please reach out to her. And that also means anybody in the community, if they want to volunteer, please reach out to Lorena as well. It's important that we get volunteers to make events happen. So, and then anybody have any questions on that? All right. Well, then we get to talk about the exciting thing, the Memorial Park parking lots.
Yes. Yeah. So expensive for something that's just one big flat square, right? I'm going to be working on the RFP. I've got the state highway road specifications and based on other things that we need there, the drainage and such. I hope to have that released and bids due, reviewed, our recommendation to the council for award, and then have the work start immediately after our July 3rd Independence Day celebration. Hopefully it's just a 2-week project. I'm not sure. That would have to be something that's discussed with the contractors, but try to get that done before a lot of the fall sports start back up. I know that we have summer usage in the parks. Of course, it picks up in the summer, but there's no ideal time to get this kind of a project done when it's in a heavily used area and we're dependent on temperatures. So I'll keep you all apprised of that once I have that RFP ready to go and let you know the dates that are going to fall into that. Anybody have any questions on that?
I only had the question, did you speak any more with the city manager regarding snow placement for next year if we do repair this and get a whole new parking lot. Did we come up with any other ideas for placing the snow and not on the parking lot because it's terrible?
Right. Yes. Jim and Kevin Smeaker, Public Works Director, discussed that, and with me, that contractors, our guys, whomever is pushing and plowing that snow, can take it down Park Drive and around to the open area, the graveled area that's behind that baseball field over there. It can melt away all there without affecting our newly paved huge parking lot.
Well, I thank them for coming up with a conclusion for that, because I was concerned about that, because, just don't want it destroyed as soon as we make it pretty again. So, okay. All right. Is that it for you, Lorena?
That's all I have. Yes. Thank you.
All righty. Thank you. Do we have any questions from the board with anything that Lorena went through? We good? All right. All right, so before we go any further, I have to just remind, if anybody is watching, we're getting close to the public comment portion of the meeting. So if you would like to participate, please call 1-800-309-2350, conference ID number 237-7193, and then hit enter, and then enter *5. And then we'll be able to get to you once we get to that portion. All right, so for reports, all right, I'm going to go to you, Councilman Hale. Do you have any reports from council for us?
I do not, other than thanks again, everybody, for coming out and doing your thing. I'm excited about the momentum that's already been well underway, and we're coming into the season where we're going to start within 2 weeks and just keep hitting the ground. So thanks. It's very exciting.
Also, I forgot to ask earlier, as far as painting pavilions or doing any more cement to the pavilions, is that anywhere on the horizon? I mean, as far as volunteers like us, like we were talking about before, Daryl, can you give us an update on that?
Yeah, so no plans for any more cementing at this time. The goal is to get the masons back out there as soon as the weather turns, get that pavilion painted. And then as far as the other pavilions, painting and whatnot, I think we should just we should do that with volunteers, student hours, that type of thing. Let's blitz the Facebook and get your high schoolers out there to paint. Those are my thoughts on that.
All right, well, I appreciate that. Yes. Yep, we can get something together hopefully soon. All right. Let's see. Ms. Cheney, do you have anything to report?
We don't have anything.
Thank you, ma'am. All right. Mr. Harvey, do you have anything to report?
No, nothing to report, but kind of just echo some of the sentiments already stated. Excited for the Easter event coming up, and then some of the things kind of follow in the spring. I think, we're kind of turning the corner here with things opening up and people getting vaccinated, and so hopefully that can kind of open up our events and then get us back onto some of the projects that maybe got pushed off a little bit last year. I'm excited to see Roberts Mill Park get that update hopefully here soon. I was out there a little bit today, and was definitely getting use. There was plenty of people enjoying the weather, so to see those updates will be great.
Thank you for that. All right, Mr. Kennedy, do you have anything to report? There you go.
Nothing to report. What I would like to do, though, is congratulate Lorena on the budget and and the scheduling that's going on, and taking the lead on a lot of the stuff. You know, she's putting in more hours doing this stuff than she really should have to. So I appreciate it. Secondly, welcome, Jerry. As I said in my email to you, welcome to join our merry little band. And then just, again, things to think about. Not going to happen next week, next month, next year, but it's time to start thinking, planning, pre-planning. There are things at Memorial Park for the pavilions. Would it be advantageous, say, to schedule the concrete and the new roof and whatever for one pavilion a year until they're all, 7, 8 of them are done? Because you got 2 of them working right now. Secondly, like I brought up the last time, it's time to start thinking about what we're going to do with the festival park. There are things that are going to need to be done before anything happens out there. You got to get rid of that house. You have to make sure that there is usable electrical service to the property. Now, these don't have to be done, like I said, they're not next week, next month, next year, but things you have to start thinking about in order to move that project along once it hits the schedule. And other than that, thank you all for joining in. I appreciate all of you.
All right, thanks, Bill, for all of that. And yes, we do need to think about that. Obviously, that's something for 2023, 2024, maybe further out. But you're right, we do have to start thinking about it and starting to get a plan. So I get it, and thank you for that information. Okay, and then I'm going to go to Jerry. He probably has nothing to say, and that's fine. And then we'll go to public comment. So, Jerry, is there anything you would like to share with us?
No, I'm good. I was just trying to take tonight, just be a fly on the wall and try to take it in. So
It is a
yeah,
lot to take in.
yeah, I've heard a lot of good things. So it'll be good moving forward here. So.
Yes, it is a lot to take in, a lot of information. Again, Lorena is like a one-woman show. She has outdone herself in the past year that we've had her here, a huge asset to us, moving us forward. We are very thankful to have her. So great work. We appreciate you. And then moving on, we're going to go to public comment. So Lorena, do we have anybody?
We do have a caller on hold. Hang on just a second. Let me see.
Sure thing.
Smoothly do this.
It's exciting. If we can do it.
Okay, I think the caller is unmuted.
All right, do we have anybody on the line? You want to try again, Lorena?
I've unmuted the caller. Caller is on the line.
Hello? Oh boy. Nothing?
I don't hear anything. They've been on hold for 4 minutes. They called in, so.
Oh boy. Do you have, I mean, is it a technical issue or is it just a real simple unmute and?
They're already unmuted.
Okay. Caller, you're unmuted. I have a feeling I know who the caller is, so, but apparently, Lorena, is there like any background noise that you need to turn off prior to the caller actually coming on?
Not that I know of.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm holding the line open. I've got a caller.
And nothing.
And I've unmuted the caller.
Okay. All right, hold on. I'm getting a phone call, so I'll just do a speaker. Hello. Okay, I'm going to put you on speaker. Okay. Hold on. All right, Lorena, if you can go ahead and mute it. I'm putting it on speaker here.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
Hey everybody, this is Mayor Wentz. I just want to let you know I was watching the meeting. I appreciate all the hard work you've done. I haven't been able to see all of you with the pandemic going on. But again, I appreciate what you're doing there. Appreciate all the discussion you've had. Bill, I especially appreciate bringing up Festival Park. It is something you really need to look into here soon. I don't expect we're going to be able to really get to it in probably 5 to 10 years, but there's a lot of prep work that needs to get done. So I appreciate you keeping that in mind, and we'll keep moving along. Thank you all for all your hard work.
Thank you. All right.
All right.
All right,
Sorry
we're
about I'm not quite sure what happened there. I think I figured it out, but it was probably too late. That's why we were able to get you on speaker. Yay. All right. At least we got the comment in. I do want to address the comments that Bill made about the pavilions. We do have funding I can go ahead and purchase the paint and supplies for the pavilions with what I have left in this year's budget. Now, whether we have volunteers come in and actually do the work, or if we have our public works guys knock it out, in a week or as they can, it's we'll get it done one way or the other. The roofing is going to have to be done year by year, and the pavilions will be prioritized based on the condition of their roofs. The same thing with the concrete. If the masons would be willing to work with us again through you, Daryl, that was wonderful. If not, then that's something that we can look at in the budget, getting them done year by year.
Yeah, I think that was a great suggestion. I mean, any way we can get it done. However, I don't mind helping. I know other people said they don't mind helping, like paint, to just get it done. But however you want to, we can discuss it more and decide from there. However we want to take it. So I think that's it. Was there any other public comment? No? Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay. No, it's fine.
No other calls. It's just
Okay.
the mayor. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
I'll be better at this next month, I promise.
It's all good. It's all good. So the next meeting date, and I'm making sure I have this right too, is going to be April 14th at
Correct.
6:30. Okay. And so make sure we put that on our calendars. And then with nothing else, I will seek a motion to adjourn.
I will issue a motion to adjourn.
Thank you, Bill. Do I have a second?
I will second that motion.
Thank you so much. And then,
And for the next meeting,
yeah,
I'm going to expect a cupcake with a candle.
it's your birthday.
Yes, it is.
All right. Yeah, we have lots of birthdays to celebrate when we can all be together again. We're just going to get a whole big sheet cake and just have a big party. So, because we've missed most of the people this year.
Sounds like a good idea.
So I have a motion and a second. Then all in favor of adjourning, please signal with your thumbs up. All right. And we are good. So we will see everybody in April. All right. Thank you so much for your time. I